And good evening, everybody. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week so far. It is Wednesday. We've had drama, we've had chaos, we've had craziness in the crypto markets in a good way, maybe not so much of a good way, but we are not here to really focus on that so much, even though I am going to touch on it. We're here to talk about combat karate, or I knew I was going to do that, karate combat and shrapnel. What's been going on with them? What's coming up, all kinds of exciting things within these projects. And I'm going to touch upon another project that, again, just full disclosure, all these I'm going to be talking about this evening are in my portfolio. That's why I just keep a really close eye on it. But so we had this situation this afternoon or this morning with Coinbase going basically crashing on everyone. Bitcoin hit plus 64,000, and then all of a sudden, woof, everything just shut down on Coinbase. Now, the reason I found out about Coinbase's crash, even though I didn't know what that was, is I went just to check, and I don't really have anything, thank goodness, on my Coinbase account. I have everything in a cold wallet, which I'll talk about, or staking it in different software wallets, things like that. We'll talk about that in a minute. But when I looked, I'm like, wait a minute. Even though I don't really have anything on that account, something's going on here. What's going on? Because it's showing up as basically zero balance. And by the way, welcome everyone. Crypto J, I'm glad you're here. Whoever's here, thank you for being here. Say hi, hit that thumbs up button so we know you're here. Anyway, so I go in and I'm checking and there's zero balance. Like, what is this? Did something happen? And my first thought, I don't know about you guys, my initial thought was, hey, my account got hacked. My Coinbase account got hacked. Okay, I need to figure this out. And I couldn't find any transactions out of that particular wallet, and which was Avalanche. I have AVAX as part of my portfolio, and most of it's stashed away in my wallets and stuff, and I really don't have anything on Coinbase. But I was like, wait a minute, what is going on here? So I was trying to get a hold of Coinbase, and that wasn't working. And then I found out, oh, okay, there was a crash. Something went down because of too much of a surge in in Bitcoin, which proceeded to drop Bitcoin's price down to 58,000 within a matter of like a half hour. Anyway, it just shows you how powerful those crypto exchanges are. But anyway, my main focus here before we move on, get your crypto off the exchanges. Self-custody is the way to go. And now let's talk about shrapnel and let's talk about karate combat. So if you have questions, put them in the comment section. Let me know. So we are going to be touching upon shrapnel first. Now, shrapnel, if you don't know, is a Web3 extraction game. First-person shooter, pre-alpha, and it's early access launch for extraction pack holders, or if you have an operator, they had an operator early access. So basically every 2 weeks, every couple of weeks, yeah, and for ADA, absolutely. So for the past few weeks or past month or so, we've been having these tests. We had Shrapnel STX, which is Shrapnel Training Exercises 1. We just had 1.1, and then coming up next week, as a matter of fact, I think the 7th, 8th, and the 9th of March is going to be Shrapnel STX 1.2. Now, if you're not familiar with this game, and I don't want to go dive too much in the grass, but if you have questions, feel free to ask. I will answer them because I don't know how much you guys know, what you don't know, what you're interested in. So let me know. So it's an extraction game. You're there. You're placed in with in a city called the Sacrifice Zone, and your job, your objective, is to obtain this very very powerful material, which is called Sigma. And you have to extract it and get rescued and get out of that area before you're wiped out, before you're killed. And everyone's trying to take whatever you have. People are looting you. I mean, there's all kinds of different strategies, but mainly it's an extraction game. And it is not necessarily a piece of cake, because you got people hanging out by these extraction points waiting for you to come by and waiting to take you out, because then you can have all the Sigma in the world, but then if you're not able to extract with it, it doesn't really matter, right? So that's kind of how, basically in a nutshell, that is. Now, again, you have to have at least one extraction pack in order to be able to participate in this early access. Now, they have been giving away, I've given out a ton of codes. Shrapnel's been giving away a ton of codes, a lot of giveaways. Others on all over the place have been giving away codes. You can buy, you can buy an extraction pack for $20 or $50 or $100. Or if you're fortunate and you know someone who has a code or codes, then they'll hook you up. But to be able to participate in this early launch, you need to have at least one, light, medium, or heavy. That's the 3 categories. So you also need to have an Epic Games account. So you need to have your Shrapnel account set in place, an Epic Games account, and you need to make sure that your computer can handle, downloading the Epic Games launcher and being able to download and install the game. And they're going to be optimizing it as it goes. Right now, the standards are fairly high with what you need. If you go back and look in the community section of my channel here, you're going to see, basically what the requirements, at least what they were during Shrapnel training exercises 1. So go back, check that out, and you're more than welcome to go ahead and, see if you have the criteria. I actually had to go out and get myself, which is great. This computer right here, I got it off of, you can't see it. The monitor I got separate, but the computer itself really wasn't that expensive. And it allowed me easily to download these games and just take part in this early access, because there's also a prize pool, right? There's $3 million US worth of Shrap tokens to be given away if you're on the leaderboard, and it's all that stuff. And that's going to be through the entirety of these Shrapnel training exercises, which probably are going to last for this entire year. This entire year, I believe, is going to be nothing but early access. I mean, the game isn't even fully populated yet. There's gray boxers, and there's placeholders, and there's red boxes and stuff. So when we talk about early access, we're talking about early access. You're getting in early. So I'm not focusing necessarily so much on the Shrap token, even though that is a part of it. I'm focusing more on the game. I look at it this way. Everything will take care of itself. I'm not worried about price. How is the game? Is it fun? Is it challenging? Again, they do these every couple of weeks. Join the Discord. They do live gameplays so you can sort of play along with the devs and stuff. And I know some of the guys on the team. Great team behind AAA gaming team. Check them out. Now, if you have a Shrapnel account, if you have access to, and really, you don't even need to have it. Even if you want to get involved, look, I tell you, you guys are here watching. I've got codes, all right? I can hook you up with some codes, okay? So, but you need to let me know. Now, I can either drop my email address. You can send me an email if you want to do that. You can always find me on Twitter. You can find me on Telegram. You can find me on Discord. Crypto Karate Guy is my handle, so you can DM me there, and I'll hook you up with a code, and I'll help you to get started, because the more people that get involved in this, the better it is. So every few weeks, they do it for 3 days of 8 hours a day. Now, from what I understand, this next one, they're going to start early Thursday. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday is when they're doing it. And of course, Saturday in the evening is later, going into the wee hours of the morning. But on Thursday and Friday, it's during the day, which for me anyway, it works much better. That's my sort of my work day anyway, even though, I live this, so it's 24/7 is what I'm doing. So, but it does make it a little bit easier. So then the evening you got time with family and that sort of thing. So Shrapnel is really coming along. I've seen improvements just within 2 weeks. They're making a very, very focused effort. One, to make sure the game is really going to be enjoyable, that people aren't cheating, that people aren't ganging up on everyone else. So they're really focusing on creating an amazing experience. And this is just the beginning for this game. So I am looking now. Let's see here. Okay, so I know some of us are kind of cranking on, and I want to talk about it. I don't want to blow this off. So before we start really getting into, and if you have questions about Shrapnel, I'm going to get into Karate Combat in a second. So ADA was up to 65 cents today, and then it immediately dropped down. Everything did. Once Coinbase crashed for that brief amount of time, for that, I'd say probably for about 45 minutes, everything declined, which again, depending on your mindset, could be a good thing. Now, remember, I'm not a financial advisor, guys. So I'm never going to tell you to buy, sell, hold. Do your own due diligence and conduct your own research before getting involved in any crypto project. But yeah, so ADA, it's this weird thing. You either love ADA or you hate it, right? You either love it. Now, by the way, just full disclosure, I have ADA in my portfolio. I've had since probably March, April of 2021, 2021, something like that. It's been close to 3 years since I've had ADA in my portfolio. So you either love the process, you love what Charles is doing, that slow and steady wins the race kind of mentality, or you're like, Mike, this thing isn't doing anything. It's just sitting here. It has no utility. There's no users. There's blah, blah, blah. You're either one or the other, and either way is totally fine. As long as you're paying attention to what's going on within the project itself, you feel good with it. Hey, great. I have it in my portfolio. I have no intentions of getting rid of it or selling it at all. And we're just going to see. Now, I'm expanding my portfolio, and one of which is VeChain. So now VeChain I've had probably for close to 2 years. So I've had this project in my portfolio for about that length of time. I'm staking it and, earning VThor, which we know VThor is it's like the gas fees and does all the transactions and stuff like that. And by the way, one of my crypto dogs is actually scratching on my office door right now. I'm going to do whatever I can not to let him in. But if it becomes an annoyance, then we're just going to take care of it. Anyway, so VeChain is doing a lot of different things now. They've got a governance token that they've had this major launch. Guys, excuse me for 1 second, please. All right, we are back. See how quick I made that? That was fast. Okay, so VeChain is a project. Again, it's basically everything supply chain. So that's going to be on the scope of this particular live stream tonight, but check it out. They just had a major announcement that they did today. So they're doing a bunch of different stuff. So if it's something that's interesting to you, go check them out. VeChain or VET, and go check them out and see what you think from there. But now, what I want to do here is I want to switch gears, and I want to go into Karate Combat. Now, Karate Combat is, so Shrapnel and Karate Combat. In Karate Combat's really an amazing project. And I'll tell you why it's an amazing project, because it's actually, it's a martial arts, it's a combat league that was basically developed or came together in 2017. He's doing it again. I can't believe it. See, when you go live, this is how things happen, guys. Hang on 1 second. Don't go anywhere. I'm coming back in a second. You, my boy, have got to go. Stay out. There you go. Okay. Here we go. There. Hey, that's what happens when you go live. But Karate Combat just had their Karate Combat number 44 this past Friday. Now, I've been live streaming them for the past 3 or 4 of their events. Now, as you can see here, Brave, and I'm proud to say that I am a Brave ambassador, is an arena sponsor for Karate Combat. So if you notice, this time it was the logo was right underneath Boss Rutan and the commentators, which was great. More importantly, though, is what this Combat League is doing. It's a breath of fresh air, in my opinion. By the way, I'm a lifelong martial artist, was a competitive fighter back in the early to mid 90s, have been a martial arts school owner for decades, have trained fighters, you name it, I've done it. And UFC, yeah, that's fine. That's great for what it is. But the one of many things that makes Karate Combat stand out, in my opinion, again, these are my own opinions, guys. All right, these are my views. So, I want you to do your own research if it's something that you feel you may want to do, or ask me questions. Okay, ask questions. Let's engage on these live streams, guys. That's what they're for. Because if I'm here talking all the time, you guys may have a question about it. Put it in here. I will answer it right here live. Or if you're watching it later on down the line, I'll answer your questions as well. But is that they keep it moving. The pit is nothing, no fight arena I've ever seen anything like it. So it makes it easy to see. It makes it really challenging for the fighters. And this is a simple thing, but after one of the rounds, you have to climb up the wall to be able to go to your corner. It's about kind of this much of an angle, all right, something like that. When you've been going at it for 3 or 4 minutes, man, that walk could be, depending if you've been taking calf kicks or not, or leg kicks. Those legs may not function very well. So it just adds an additional element, which I really appreciate. And they keep it moving. I mean, you see techniques in these fights with men and women that back fist, 360 kicks. It's really an exciting experience. The other amazing thing about this is that there is also a mechanism in place that's called up-only gaming. Now, if you're not familiar with up-only gaming is this. When you download the Karate Combat app, you get immediately 88 karate tokens. Immediately. As soon as you install it, bang. To do with what you want. Now, each event that they hold, that Karate Combat holds, you can vote on which fighters you think will win. And there's usually, 8 to 10 fights, that sort of thing. And it does it automatically. So if, let's say you had 88 and there's 10 fights, it'll divide it down. You can decide which way you want to go with it, right? If you want to do it. Now, if you have more, you can buy more. You can buy it on the platform. There's all kinds of ways to get Karate Token, which is the digital token. And fighters get paid with Karate Tokens as well. So it's allocated for people and also for the fighters. Now, here's the beauty of it. Let's say, for example, you vote on a fighter and he wins. Then you get an allotment of tokens. But if you lose, if your fighter loses, check this out. You do not have any of your tokens removed from your wallet. That's up-only gaming. So if you win more Karate Token. If you lose a fight, if you lose a match, no harm, no foul. You keep your Karate Tokens. Nothing gets removed, only added to your wallet. That's why it's called up only. You're only going up. There's no going down, right? You could go out there and you could pick 10 fighters and they all lose, right? Then you will still have whatever tokens you have before that started. And if you win, it's pretty much immediately, like I noticed it like the next morning, tokens were in my wallet already. That, amongst many things, really makes Karate Combat set itself apart in my view. And also, the Karate token was introduced back in the spring of 2023. So this token is new. This is like, seriously, before then, like it had been around since 2018. Only last year did the Karate token become into existence. So that shows you something. And you can go on and you can go to CoinMarketCap and you can see how much it is and whatever. And there's all kinds of giveaways. Whenever I do live streams, if I do watch parties, I've done 3 watch parties. I will either allocate and give away. Some of you who have been, I've probably given some to you at some point. Or, again, I'm fortunate. I know some of the team members of Karate Combat. They will say, "Here, Scott, here's some tokens. Give them away." All right? It makes it more exciting. It gets you more of an emotional investment. So that's something that I find really appealing. I want to be involved in projects that I feel good about talking about. Like I feel good about introducing people to, because that's what it's about. You want to feel comfortable. You want to feel like, hey, I'm confident in what this is. Now, again, I'm not saying to just go ahead and ape in and, just degen in and don't even do your research. Do that. If you're not digging into martial arts, that's not your thing, that's fine. There are thousands of amazing projects out there, but I have found that this project really calls to me, and I feel really good with where we're at and how they're developing. Now, again, the biggest room in the world is a room for improvement, and we know that. There's always things that can be done better to make improvements. For instance, we had these influencer fights this past one, which is basically your, Benj Armstrong, and you're getting like 3 or 4 fights with people who are not professional fighters. They're more influencers on YouTube and whatever. And that's amusing, but quite honestly, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan for a few different reasons, because I'm not interested in seeing, and I'm mean no disrespect to anyone, but that's not your role. Your role is to get behind the mic, do your thing, and that's your thing, right? But now we have these influencer fights where now influencers are coming in. It's creating exposure. And I really, this is a cautionary thing for me, is I really want Karate Combat to really not focus so much on that, because it'll dilute the brand. It'll take away from what they're trying to achieve. Because if you go to a UFC match, they are as serious as a heart attack in there. I've been to UFCs, I've been to Prides, you name it, I've been there. Those guys are serious business. And I think we need to be very careful to not fall into this thing where now it's novelty stuff. And I want to see more women fighters. The women fighters are badass. All right. The fights that I've seen with the female competitors, I thought were more gnarly than the guys. There was not one female fight on this card. So I'm hoping in the next 2, because they've got one coming up in March, which is going to be in Cancun, and they have one in April, which is going to be in Dubai. So those are going to be really, the one in Cancun, we're going to see how that goes. It's a kickback 2. I'm going to be streaming it. I'm going to be there being a part of it, or not be there, but I'm going to be here talking about it because I'll do commentary as well. And that's kind of what I like to do here. So giving everyone kind of an idea of what's happening. And it's an event. I mean, you're going on for 4 or 5 hours. And that's how long the fights are. And you don't have to pay for them. And they're totally free to watch. You can go on their YouTube channel. You can go on their Twitter account. You can go on their website. I actually live stream the fights from their account on YouTube, and then I do my own commentary over it and create some energy. And I was fortunate this last time that Brave actually kind of streamed my stream over Brave Talk. Now, I'm not going to get into Brave so much right now because, again, that's beyond the scope unless someone asks a specific question. But when you start reaching, you want mass adoption, that's how you get it. You want mass adoption, take the model of Karate Combat, a company that was a regular fight league, right? Wasn't token gated, nothing. Adds a token, adds utility, adds governance with that token because that karate token also gives you governance. It also allows you the opportunity to create proposals, vote on proposals, and if they are unanimously voted upon, they are passed. That, my friends, that's what governance should look like. When you're able to have direct input and have it be done because the community at large, votes to have it. And you can create your own proposals. So that's Karate Combat. Now, some of these fighters they're world class, not some. Some of them are from former UFC champions, different regions around the world coming in and competing for to be a part of the Karate Combat League. You're seeing current UFC champions coming by and watching these fights. I mean, when you have, how can I say this in a way? If you have your competitors are coming in and watching what you do, then that's something to take notice because they are taking notice of you. So that should tell you you're doing something right. So that is Karate Combat. They have their website. You can go on there. You can join their Discord. And I always encourage this. I always encourage whenever you're getting involved in a crypto project that you are always getting involved as much in their socials as you can. Twitter, Telegram, Discord, X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Subscribe to their YouTube channel so you're seeing their videos. And this goes for any project. You can go to their website. You can go look for their official. Make sure they're the official channels, though. All right. Make sure that what you are subscribing to or you're joining is the official channels. And be very, very careful because scammers are coming out of the woodwork this time around, even more so than before, to really try to, steal our money and compromise your security. So be careful of that. But if you are involved, never give out your seed phrases. If anyone asks you for your passwords, no one in crypto who's legit going to ask you for your passwords are going to ask you for your seed phrases. No one's going to do that. All right. So if they do, if you are in a Discord channel, report them. Take screenshots and send it whoever you need to, moderators or whatever. And a lot of times, crypto projects will never reach out to you first. No one's going to come to you and say, hey, blah, 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 I can help you with this or that. They're not going to do that. So just be very, very careful and make sure that who you are speaking with is the actual, they're the official channels or representatives or mods or whatever you want to, or whatever it is. So any questions so far, guys? Yeah, I want to drop this down a little bit. There we go. That's better. That's a little bit better, people. Man, I think I went for 20 minutes without talking. Holy smokes. Now, I do want to talk about something that's very, very, very important, and that is self-custody. We've talked about this, and what does it mean? That means you work so hard. You invest your hard-earned money in these crypto projects. The last thing that we want to have, that you want to have happen, is that your crypto gets stolen, your accounts get hacked. When you have a cold wallet, it allows you that peace of mind because your wallet is not connected to the internet. If you have a software wallet, browser-based, or how it's on mobile on your phone, that can get hacked, right? Those can get hacked. The best self-custody is where you hold the keys, you're signing the transactions, and you are not able to, or no one is able to access your crypto. When it's not connected to the internet, then there it is. No one can access it. So I want to, let me just come here for a second. So this is tangem.com. Now what Tangem is this is a self-custodial wallet. You create it, you have a 3-card, it's a 3-card set, and I'm just kind of scrolling here because this is the wallet that I use. Now, you may have one already. You may actually have a Ledger or Trezor or whatever, and that's fine. Totally fine. Absolutely great. But here's the deal. If something happens to that Ledger or that Trezor and it's only one, it gets demolished, you might be in deep voodoo, right? With Tangem, you have a 3-card set. Now, they have 2-card sets or 3-card sets. And yeah, it's telling you it only takes like minutes to get it set up. These cards are like waterproof. All right. You can have them float around in water and they're not going to get ruined. They can be under extreme pressure and heat, and there's nothing that's going to happen to them. They're going to work for you. And the cool thing is there's 3 of them. Now, they have a 2-card set and a 3-card set. I actually have a 3-card set. And I really feel good with that because now you have redundancies, right? Because remember, 2 is 1 and 1 is none. Well, now you got 3. So if you had only one of these cards and something happened, you might be in trouble because you can't access your crypto. You have an app on your phone, yes, but you can't access it without a card. So you need to have both. So that is an amazing security precaution and protocol. And the other cool thing is I actually have worked out a deal with them that if you go, let's say you want to go and you want to buy one. First off, they're only $69. That's unheard of. That's crazy. That's crazy. And they support thousands of cryptos, guys. You can go here and you can actually see exactly what they are, what they actually back up or what they support. So you can go and you can put it in, you can see exactly what they support. So let's say, for example, Shrapnel. Shrapnel, the Shrap token is supported. All right, all the major chains, everything you can do, and they do all kinds of, they had 0 swap fees. You can swap within the wallet itself. But if you go to tangem.com and you put in my code Dojo, D-O-J-O, you get 10% off of this wallet. So instead of you spending $69, it's going to end up being, what, 61, 62? And you'll get it in about a week. So I'm not going to basically say, what you should do, how you should go about doing it. But if you're considering getting a cold wallet, I really think you may want to take some due diligence and go check these guys out. Even if you don't have that amount of money, which is if you get a Ledger or Trezor, it's going to run you twice as much. even if you're not able to do it right now, you can get a 2-card set also that's less. It's like 58 or something like that, whatever. Either way, 2-card set, 3-card set, you're going to get 10% off. But even if you have a software wallet that's self-custodial. Now, how do I know it's a self-custodial wallet? If you create a wallet and you have to put in, if it gives you like 12 or usually 12 or 24 words, that's your seed phrase. So if something happens to your phone, the dog ate it, you change computers, all that stuff, you can restore your wallet, but you need to have your 12-word seed phrase and maybe a password. So when you're doing that for yourself, write everything down. And then after you write them down, make sure, like, to be honest with you, when I write down my seed phrases, never put them on your phone. All right? Don't store them on your clipboard. Don't store them any place on your phone. Do it offline, on a piece of paper, notepad, binder, someplace, right? And write them down, and then this way you kind of have them. But if you are not sure, they'll normally go back and they'll do a check. Like if after you write down your seed phrases, I do them in caps. I put all my letters in caps because my handwriting sucks, and I want to make sure I know what the hell I'm writing. They'll go back and say, okay, what's the first word? What's the fourth word? What's the fifth word? That sort of thing. So you can double check and make sure that what you have down, it actually works, right? And then that way you'll be good to go. But if something happens, you can always go back and restore your wallet. If you're new to crypto and you're just figuring this stuff out, if you're a veteran, you guys know this all already. It's what they say, champions don't need to be told what to do. We just need to be reminded sometimes. So never store your seed phrases, and never, ever, ever give them out. We talked about this before because it's about security. You're working too hard. You're taking your money that you're working hard to get, and you're investing. You're taking the time to invest in your crypto, and you're doing all this research, and you're keeping track, and you're putting in a lot of effort to put in your crypto and have it just get blown away or hacked. Man, what a waste, right? What a waste. So keeping track of your seed phrases and never getting them out. Never give them out to anyone. Don't share how much crypto you have with anyone. Again, that compromises your security. These are all things that we all know. But again, as we found out today, when you are dealing with like centralized exchanges, only keep money on there that you are actively trading. If you are actively trading your crypto, yes, fine. Or you can just, if you need to do something, just transfer it to your wallet. And then if you're ready to sell or do whatever it is you want to do, just transfer it back. So this is kind of worked into, we talked about Shrapnel. Amazing project. Just getting better. Karate Combat, another amazing project. ADA, they're going places. But again, it's got to be up to you to decide that. In my view, they are. You have VeChain. I mean, there's so many different things happening that this is a very exciting time for crypto. It's a very exciting time to be in this crypto blockchain space. I actually had a friend of mine who had been resistant to crypto because it was intimidating, whatever. I'm like, dude, just check out my page, hit that subscribe button so that way I try to make learning crypto as simple as I can and breaking it down as simply as I can. At least I think I can. Maybe I'm a legend in my own mind. I don't know. But either way, he was telling me, he's like, wow, I'm able to trade crypto 24/7. I'm like, yep, you sure can. You don't need to wait for the markets, the bell to open in the stock market to do trade. You can do it 3 o'clock in the morning. You can buy, sell, convert. You can send it to a buddy. Whatever it is you want to do, you don't have to wait for the stock exchange to open or close, and now you're out of luck and you got to wait till the next day to do it. So anyway, that's kind of what my thoughts are. So if you are here watching right now, does anyone have any questions for me? Because if you do, I would love to answer them. And of course, if you are not subscribed to our channel and you like any of the videos that I'm doing or any of these live streams, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Even though we say subscribe, it's all about being a family. You guys are my family, and I do this for you, and I appreciate you guys all very, very much. And man, I think I covered a lot, but if I've missed anything, if you have any questions about anything that we've talked about, let me know, right? Let me know that you're here. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button so you're notified, right? Because I want to start even live streaming do some of my gameplay live streaming. If you need a code for Shrapnel, now again, you have to do it here. So if you come in and I get 50 people are like commenting afterwards, you have to be on the live stream right here, right now in order to get that code. So just let me know in the chat or in the chat if you need a Shrapnel code. I will hook you up with one. Okay. So I'm going to kind of stay here for a minute. I'm going to have a sip of water. So if you guys have a question, feel free to ask me. Well, all right then, guys. I guess we don't have any questions. Maybe I either explained too much or I bored you guys to sleep. I don't know. But hey, everyone, thank you so much for being here. By the way, I don't know if Crypto J is here. Cardano Man, very nice. Guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of this live stream. I appreciate you guys all very, very, very much. I want everyone to have a great evening. Thank you for being here. And remember, here at the Crypto Dojo, oh, someone hit a third thumbs up. Whoever you were, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel so you know when I'm dropping videos. Guys, have a great night. Thank you for being here. And remember, here at the Crypto Dojo, you got it. Crypto never sleeps. I will talk with you guys soon.